If you bought this book because of the hype and you are not a Chimamanda fan, please don't talk. Because hi, my name is Temi and I have here with me
Amaka?
Okay, so it's celebration of World Book Day 2025 with the same video. We will highlight 4 books that we read recently that we like and we'd like to share with you guys. I'm going to start. So here, my first book here is A Very Giddy Christmas by Temiloluwa Coco. So basically, I like this book, and this book is my number one here because I think 2024 I was my love era, so I was like really like reading love books, and this book was like perfect one for me. And why it was perfect for me was because there was Oju Elegba, there was Lagos, it was like Sexual was in Lagos, so I could relate to every single thing, and then it was still I still had my best charm, if that makes any sense to you, yeah.
So my first book is going to be A Little Life by Hanya Yanigara. This book, if I could pick my favorite book in the world, it's going to be this book. It's very traumatic, so read the trigger warning before you start or before you decide to read it. This book is about friendship, love, mental health. This book was the best thing I read last year, and it also emphasized the fact that I need to be nice. I'm already very nice. Wait, I need to be very nice to people because everybody is going through stuff. Yeah, that's my first book.
Okay, so second one, I have The Middle Daughter. So The Middle Daughter was a good read for me. It was very annoying at some point, but then it was a good read. And I think why I picked this book, to be honest, this is because when people talk about how if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, and then it makes you feel like, oh, if you're not doing anything, you just be like stagnant, like just like your life just in one place. Honestly, this book made me realize that if you take a step back from your life will not be in one place. It's not going to be stagnant. It's going to keep moving without the direction that you want it to go. It will go in the direction that life wants it to go, if that makes sense. One of the books that made me decide to like plan this year before I would just face down my hair. And this was one of the books that made like, okay, I need to do something with my life. So yeah.
My second book, I read this book last week. So it's called The Kite Runner by Khalid Husseini. This book was perfection, like perfection. Like everybody has to read this book. It was about the war in Afghanistan from the perspective of a rich boy. The book taught me about redemption, and I feel like we're all humans and we do bad stuff. So this book just showed me that once you have the opportunity to redeem yourself, just grab it and do whatever you're supposed to do. So that's this one.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you about my last 3 books because yeah. So this is the third, this is the fourth. If you know, you know, but we're not talking about that now. So basically, this is my third book, and this book made my list because when I was going to buy this book, everybody kept telling me that, oh, if you read the book, you have to get another book to pull you out of it. And then as I kept reading, I didn't want to finish. I didn't want to end. Like, I'm like, what are they pulling me out of it? Like, life? Like, I don't know. So what do people think life is? So the book was just refreshing for me. It was a bit from the norm. It was not about love. It was not about anything. It was love from a different perspective. It was people at their worst. It was things that could happen. It's packed. It's really packed. I don't want to give any spoilers, but yeah, if you have the mind, go ahead and read it.
If you have the mind. The third book I'm going to talk about is Tomorrow Died Yesterday by Chimika Garrett.
I love it.
This book, I also read this last week. This book was awesome. This book was so good. It was about 4 friends who they grew up together. So the book just told us how they grew up, stuff that happened in the Niger Delta. I really liked this book, and then what I took from it was forgiveness, because so many horrible things happened to one person in particular, and he still forgave, and he still decided to be happy, and yeah, so that's that with this book.
Yeah, I like that.
Don't cry.
I was about to cry, but yeah, that was a very good book. So my last book, and this I picked because of obviously its topicality. It just came out, and there's a lot of I don't know, there's a lot of people that are very indifferent about it for some weird reason. I don't know why, because I read this book, I'm like halfway done. For me, I just thought about, like, I have to like say this here, that if you bought this book because of the hype and you are not a Chimamanda fan, please don't talk. Because yeah, you can't just buy books because of their hype. And if you buy because of their hype, you can't just judge someone based on what you think in your head should happen. Chimamanda is a great writer, actually a good writer. She's one of the people that covers the Nigerian, African, female topics really well. Just for herself, a lot of her books reflect who she is at the moment or what she's going through at that particular time. Does that make sense? So when this book started highlighting there was a Korah and about childbirth and something, I was like, oh, spot on, she just gave birth, so it made sense. It just addressed love and marriage. It highlights those issues, and then it just makes you think about them and think about them in a deeper perspective. That makes sense. But yeah.
So my last book is Mama by Jessica George. This book, so I love it because look at the print, like so pretty. This book I really liked it because of the narration style. I like the way the writer wrote the book. It was about a girl, Mame, who was the first daughter in her house, her family, and like I'm not a first daughter, but I'm very close to my sister. I know how much responsibility is on her shoulders. Like I know how it is. So like this book just made me realize that it's like I know you have to be responsible for people, but sometimes take a step back and choose yourself. That's what I got from this book. Yeah, that's it.
With that, we come to the end of this, and we hope that we'll be able to convince and not confuse you that you can read Nigerian books and other books. So thank you very much.
I have a Nigerian book.
You have one Nigerian book. I have 4 Read Nigerian books. Yeah. My name is Temiloluwa.
Hi, my name is Amaka Rafidia.
Happy World Book Day.